अक्षराक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनिये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं। नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदीम्। सुधाटीकायां पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे परः सन्निकर्षः संहिता इति सूत्रम् अधीतम्। अद्य अग्रेसरामः। केवलं सूत्रद्वयम् अवशिष्टं। प्रारभामहे। हलोनन्तराः संयोगः इति अग्रिमं सूत्रं। प्रथमाध्यायस्य प्रथमपादस्य सप्तमं सूत्रम्, ऑल द वे एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ अष्टाध्यायी। हलोनन्तराः संयोगः, वेरी सिंपल सूत्र। संयोग संज्ञा इति संज्ञा अत्र पाठ्यते। पदत्रयात्मकं सूत्रं। हलः अनन्तराः संयोगः। हलः इति प्रथमा बहुवचनम्, अनन्तराः इति प्रथमा बहुवचनं, संयोगः इति प्रथमा एकवचनं। उद्देश्यं, the thing that is already known to us, हलः। कीदृशाः हलः? अनन्तराः हलः। अनन्तर इत्युक्ते अव्यवहित, न विद्यते अन्तरं येषां, नो चेत् अविद्यमानम् अन्तरं येषाम्। अंतर is व्यवधान. If you look at kosha, antara in Amarakosha has 15 or so meanings. Antara ityukte avakasha, avadhi, avasara, antardhana, antaratma, atmiyam, bahihi, bilam, bhedaha. Multiple meanings are there. Out of that, avasara iti arthaha samanya bhashayam vyavadhanam, a gap iti vaktum shakyate. So avidyamanam antaram anantaram, where the avadhi, where the gap, where the vyavadhana is not there, that would be anantara. This word anantara is visheshana of halaha. कीदृशाः हलः? अनन्तराः हलः इत्युक्ते येषां मध्ये व्यवधानं नास्ति तादृशाः हलः। एतेषां सर्वेषां संयोग इति संज्ञा भवति। सो संयोग इति विधेयम्, अनन्तराः इति उद्देश्यस्य विशेषणं, हलः इति उद्देश्यं, हलः अनन्तराः संयोगः is a simple sutra that has been created. अनंतर शब्दस्य विषये आदौ पश्यामः। अविद्यमानम् अंतरम् इति तत्र विग्रहः क्रियते. So I think this is given in Balamanorama also for halonantaraha sanyogah. If you go to Balamanorama, so halonantaraha sanyogah, antara shabdaha atra vyavadhane vartate. Antara means gap. Anantara is avidyamanam antaram. So अनेकम् अन्यपदार्थे इति बहुव्रीहि समासस्य सूत्रम्। अविद्यमानम् अंतरम् येषाम् इति बहुव्रीहि समासः. Very well known examples are there. अविद्यमानः पुत्रः यस्य अपुत्रः, अविद्यमाना भार्या यस्य अभार्यः. In the same way, अविद्यमानम् अंतरम् येषाम्, that is अनन्तर. तत्र कथम अत्र विद्यमान इति शब्दस्य लोपः भवति इति चेत् तत्र वार्तिकं दीयते। नयः अस्ति अर्थानां बहुव्रीहिः वाच उत्तरपदलोपः. The बहुव्रीहि samasa can be executed or can happen when na asti iti arthaha vartate. Nayaha ityukte nay iti avyayasya अस्ति अर्थानां न अस्ति अस्मिन् अर्थे इत्युक्ते किम्? अविद्यमानः पुत्रः न अस्ति पुत्रः, अस्मिन् अर्थे बहुव्रीहि समासः भवति। उत्तरपदस्य इत्युक्ते विद्यमान इति यद् उत्तरपदं तस्य विकल्पेन लोपः भवति. सो उत्तरपदलोपः वा वक्तव्यः. सो नयः, नय इति अव्ययस्य अस्ति अर्थानाम्, अस्ति इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे ये शब्दाः विद्यन्ते, वर्तते, विद्यते, भवति, एतेषु अर्थेषु यः शब्दः विद्यते तस्य नय इत्यनेन सह समासः भवति. सः समासः बहुव्रीहि समासः. तत्र उत्तरपदस्य इत्युक्ते विद्यमानः, नो चेत् भवति, अस्ति, वर्तते, वर्तमानः इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां लोपः विकल्पेन भवति. सो अविद्यमानः पुत्रः, The Uttarapada of Naya is Vidyamana. Na Vidyamana is Avidyamana. So the Uttarapada over there is Vidyamana. That is optionally removed. So Avidyamana. This is a typo which says Avidyamana. It should be Avidyamana. Avidyamana putraha yasya. Aputraha. So Vidyamana will go away. Or Avidyamana putraha. Similarly, Avidyamana bharya yasya. Abharyah or Avidyamana bharya. अनेनैव प्रकारेण अविद्यमानम् अन्तरं येषां तत्र अविद्यमानानन्तर और अनन्तर इति उभयथा भवति. So he says अविद्यमानम् अन्तरम् अविद्यमानं व्यवधानं येषाम् इति विग्रहः नयः अस्ति अर्थानाम् इति विद्यमानपदस्य लोपः. So the word vidyamana will go away, only a will remain. Anantaraha sanyogaha. Another important point, this antara indicates a vyavadhana, and he says vyavadhanam vijatiyena eva. So one can always say that there is one hull here and another hull here, and there is a vyavadhana of third hull in between. So that doesn't count. Vyavadhana, see how beautifully they have thought through this. The Vyavadhana must be a Vijatiya, something that is not hull. So if you have three hulls in a sequence, then you cannot say that the middle hull is a Vyavadhana between the first and the third hull. The Vyavadhana must be by the Vijatiya, basically Swarena. That is the reason why Siddhanta Kaumudi or even Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi clearly says Ajbhihi Avyavahita. Not just avyavahita, but ajbhihi avyavahita. वर्णानां केवलं प्रकारद्वयं स्वराः व्यञ्जनानि वा यत्र व्यञ्जनानुद्दिश्य संज्ञा क्रियते तत्र स्वरस्य एव व्यवधानं तत्र चिन्तने अस्माकं भवितुम् अर्हति. अतः अज्भिः अव्यवहितः हलः संयोगसंज्ञाः स्युः. That's exactly what he says. व्यवधानं च विजातीयेन एव अतः आह अज्भिः इत्यादिना. अतः अज्भिः इत्युक्ते स्वरसंज्ञकवर्णैः व्यवधानशून्याः हल्वर्णाः. So how does he explain the word ajbih? स्वरसंज्ञकवर्णैः व्यवधानशून्याः हल्वर्णाः संयोगसंज्ञकाः स्युः इति आशयः. संयोग इत्यत्र सम इति उपसर्गः, युज इति धातुः, to combine, to join, to unite iti arthah. So basically multiple halas are being united together. So that is anvartha samnya. Anvartha samnya means what? A samnya which is associated with its meaning. The meaning of the samnya in the natural language will match the meaning in the vyakarana. So vruddhi, guna are not anvartha samnyas. The meaning of vruddhi in the natural language has nothing to do with the vruddhi in vyakarana shastra. On the other hand, this is an anvartha samnya. Or say Sankhya is an anvartha samnya. Avyaya is an anvartha samnya. Na vyayaha, avidyamanaha vyayaha. So all these are anvartha samnyas. So atra संयोगः इति अन्वर्थः संज्ञः, सम उपसर्गः युज इति धातुः, घञ् इति प्रत्ययः, योग तत्र संयोग इति सम उपसर्गपूर्वकः शब्दः सिद्ध्यति. So Sudha Tika has one line explanation. Swara samyaka varnaihi vyavadhana shunyaha hal varnaha sanyoga samyakaha. There are three questions that I want to address at this stage. I'll explain all the three questions right now, and then we will, open it up for the discussion. Understand the three questions before you start, thinking about any of them. The first question is this: Halonantaraha sanyogaha ityatra halaha iti bahuvachanam asti. Anantaraha iti bahuvachanam asti. बहुवचनम् इत्युक्ते किं? त्रयः उत अधिकाः. तर्हि द्वयोः व्यञ्जनयोः योजनम् अस्ति चेत् संयोगसंज्ञकं भवति वा इति प्रश्नः. So why does Panini say multiple halaha? He should say halau or something else. But he says halaha anantaraha sanyogaha. So halaha iti kimartham uchyate? It should be two or more. Otherwise, in words like Ganga or in words like Chanchu, Amba, it will not have a sanyoga at all. Okay, so dvayoho varnayoho संयोगः भवति वा, and if it is भवति, then पाणिनिना एतादृशं हलः इति किमर्थम् उक्तम् इति प्रथमः प्रश्नः. ओके, द्वितीयः प्रश्नः, if you take a sutram like वृद्धिरादैच्, तत्र किम् उच्यते, आकार ऐकार औकारयोः वृद्धि इति संज्ञा भवति. This वृद्धि संज्ञा is associated with individual word entities separately. आ इत्यस्य वृद्धि संज्ञा, ऐ इत्यस्य वृद्धि संज्ञा, औ इत्यस्य वृद्धि संज्ञा. In the same way, in halonantaraha sanyogaha, each hal letter should get the sanyoga samnya. So it's not combination that must be sanyoga, but each hal letter should be sanyoga. You take any other example, adeng gunaha, a, and o are individually called gunas. So halaha anantaraha sanyogaha, when you have multiple halas sitting together, each of them should individually get sanyoga samnya. Iti dvitiyaha prashnaha. And how can this sutra make sense in the light of Vruddhiradaicha or Adengunaha? Is it a combined samnya or is it individual samnya? And what is the justification for that? So, Varna Samudayasya Sanyoga Samnya Uta Pratyekam Varnasya Pruthak Sanyoga Samnya iti dvitiyaha prashnaha. Okay? Prathamaha prashnaha kaha halaha iti bahuvachanam tarhi dvayoho vyanjanayoho yugapat sanyoga samnya bhavati va. द्वितीयः प्रश्नः कः, वर्णसमुदायस्य संयोगसंज्ञा उत प्रत्येकं वर्णस्य पृथक् संयोगसंज्ञा. थर्ड क्वेश्चन इज, यत्र बहवः हल्वर्णाः सन्ति, इन्द्र, नदर इति त्रयः वर्णाः सन्ति, तत्र समुदायस्य एका संयोगसंज्ञा उत प्रत्येकं युगलस्य भिन्ना संयोगसंज्ञा. So Indra, does it have one sanyoga samnya which is nadara, or does it have one sanyoga samnya which is na plus the, and another sanyoga samnya is the plus ra? So while talking about sanyoga samnya, do you take letters in pair and call each of them as a separate sanyoga, or whether you take the whole combination and call it sanyoga just at once? यत्र बहवः हल्वर्णाः सन्ति तत्र द्वयोः द्वयोः संज्ञा भवति उत सर्वेषाम् एकत्र रूपेण संज्ञा भवति. So these three are extremely fundamental questions that each of us should think about when we talk about halonantaraha sanyogaha. Probably we never talk about these in the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi or even in the Siddhanta Kaumudi sessions. But still, these are like very fundamental questions. So let's now open it up for discussion. First question, हलः इति बहुवचनम् अस्ति, तत्र त्रयः उत अधिकाः एव हल्वर्णाः भवेयुः इति नियमः, तर्हि द्वयोः हल्वर्णयोः मिलित्वा कथं संयोगसंज्ञा सम्भवति?
संयोगान्तस्य लोपः, when we have only two consonants, so there is no question of three, is it?
Right, so you are going reverse way. So you first define sanyoga as that of two, and then you apply sanyogantasya lopaha. If I basically block the definition and say dvayoho varnayoho sanyoga samnya eva na bhavati, then you won't apply sanyogantasya lopaha, and then you will not get the valid forms. So if you go to sanyogantasya lopaha, you can see typical examples of sanyogantasya lopaha in vidwan plus sa. The sa at the end goes away by sanyogantasya lopaha. So atra na plus sa iti asti. This is considered as a sanyoga. So sa goes away by sanyogantasya lopaha. Similarly, in a pathan, you have not studied this prakriya, but in a pathan, lang lakara prathama purusha bahuvachan, apathat, apathatam, apathan, the immediate previous step is apathanta, and then this ta goes away by sanyogantasya lopaha, and then na remains as it is. So in these two examples, you can clearly see that dvayoho varnayoho sanyoga samnya asti chedeva atra संयोगान्तस्य लोपः इति सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः सम्भवति साधुरूपं च सिद्ध्यति. So obviously the correct answer is that even though Panini says halonantaraha sanyogah, dvayoho varnayoho sanyoga samnya avashyam bhavati. Now the bigger challenge in front of us is, how do you derive that from this sutram? हलः इत्यत्र बहुवचनम् अस्ति इति स्पष्टरूपेण दृश्यते. तर्हि द्वयोः वर्णयोः अपि संयोगसंज्ञा भवति इति अस्मात् सूत्रात् अर्थनिष्पत्तिः कथम्? Clear? So obviously we know the answer is that द्वयोः वर्णयोः अपि संयोगसंज्ञा भवति, बहुनां वर्णानाम् अपि संयोगसंज्ञा भवति, तत्र द्वयोः वर्णयोः संयोगसंज्ञा भवति इति अत्र अर्थनिष्पत्तिः कथम्? So the simplest answer is that Panini made a mistake, and we should be bold enough to say that. पाणिनिना तत्र दोषः कृतः, एतादृशं न वक्तव्यं. तत्र कथं वाक्यप्रयोगः क्रियते? बहुवचनं सौत्रम्. कः अर्थः? सूत्रकारस्य कृतिः अस्ति, बहुवचनं विचित्रा कृतिः. What was there in Panini's mind, we don't know, but it should technically be dvivachanam, but it has been given as bahuvachanam. So bahuvachanam sautram, bahuvachanam vichitra krutihi iti सामान्य रूपेण एकं स्पष्टीकरणं तत्र दीयते. लघुशब्देन्दुशेखरे नागेशेन इदमेव उक्तं हल इति बहुवचनं sautram. Sautram means what? He is designing the sutra patha. He is allowed to do some kind of twists and turns which are outside the rules of the grammar, which we are not allowed while using the sutra patha. So hala iti bahuvachanam sautram. It is a sweet way of saying he was not correct. तादृशं नौच्यते, अतः हल इति बहुवचनं सौत्रं विचित्रा सूत्रकारस्य कृतिः इति सामान्यरूपेण वक्तुं शक्यते. But this is the last resort. If we don't get a usual specific explanation, we resort to this last resort. So he says yadva, or there is another explanation, very beautiful explanation. Halau cha halaha cha iti ekasheshaha. Just like the way mata cha pita cha becomes pitarau, mata goes away, only pitarau remains. Jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. That pitarau means mata pitarau. So mata cha pita cha atra ekaha eva avashishyate, ekaha shishyate. So that is called ekashesha. Another more common example of ekashesha is vrukshascha 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 vrukshaha. So out of 3 vrukshas, the 2 vrukshas are removed that get absorbed in the third one. This is called ekashesha. It is a specific type of dvandva samasa. Ekashesha is also considered as a separate vritti. When one of the particles in the vyasta prayoga gets absorbed inside another one, this is called ekashesha. So he says this is an ekashesha. Halau cha, halaha cha. So halau is dvivachan, halaha is bahuvachan. The ekashesha happens and only halaha remains. Just like the way mata cha pita cha becomes pitarau, in the same way halau cha halaha cha becomes halaha. कः अर्थः? हलौ द्वौ हल्वर्णौ स्तः, नो चेत् हलः बहवः हल्वर्णाः सन्ति, उभयत्र संयोगसंज्ञा भवति. वेरी ब्यूटिफुल एक्सप्लेनेशन. हलौ च हलः च इति एकशेषः. सो ही सेज हलौ च हलः च इति एकशेषः तेन द्वयोः अपि, द्वयोः इत्युक्ते द्वौ वर्णौ यत्र स्तः तत्र द्वयोः अपि संयोगसंज्ञा. किं प्रयोजनम्? He just gives one example. शिक्षा इत्यादौ गुरोश्च हलः इति अप्रत्ययः सिद्ध्यति. शिक्ष इति धातुः अस्ति. शिक्ष इत्यत्र अन्ते किम् अस्ति? क प्लस श इति संयोगः अस्ति. Because of this संयोग, the ikara of shiksha becomes guru. संयोगे गुरु इत्यनेन इकारस्य गुरु संज्ञा भवति. Because the ikara becomes guru, a special krut pratyaya called a comes in there. The a pratyaya can come in only when there is a guru swara in the dhatu. The sutra is guroshcha halaha. Will not go in the details of the sutram, परंतु तत्र गुरु संज्ञकः वर्णः अस्ति चेत् तत्र अ इति प्रत्ययः भवति. सो शिक्ष इत्यस्मिन् धातौ गुरुसंज्ञकः वर्णः अस्ति. इकारस्य गुरुसंज्ञा कथं भवति? अग्रे संयोगः अस्ति अतः गुरुसंज्ञा भवति. अस्य कः अर्थः? ककार शकारयोः द्वयोः वर्णयोः योजनम् अपि संयोगः अस्ति. सो दैट्स व्हाट ही सेज. हलौ च हलः इति एकशेषः, अतः द्वयोः वर्णयोः मेलनम् अपि संयोगसंज्ञम्. अतः शिक्षा इत्यत्र इकारस्य गुरुसंज्ञा संभवति. अतः गुरोश्च हलः इत्यनेन अप्रत्ययः भवितुम् अर्हति. We don't need to go in the Krut Prakriya details. Only thing we need to know is a pratyaya can be given only when there is a Guru Samnya. Guru Samnya can be given only when there is a Sanyoga. Sanyoga can only exist if you break this as halaucha halahacha. Clear? There is one more. There is third explanation possible over here, which is given in Tattva Bodhini. So Bala Manorama gives the same thing as what Shekhara says. Look at this. Tatra halau cha halascha iti ekasheshaha halau cha halaha cha halaha iti ekasheshaha tena dvayoho api sanyoga samya bahunam tu asti eva sutre eva likhitam asti halaha anantaraha. So dvayoho api sanyoga samya tatascha shiksha इत्यत्र इत्युक्ते शिक्ष धातोः विषये गुरोश्च हलः इति अप्रत्ययः सिद्ध्यति. सो शिक्ष प्लस अ प्लस टाप becomes shiksha iti ante agre parivartanam bhavati. We'll keep that aside. All that we need to know is that shiksha qualifies for the a pratyaya, which is restricted for the guru samyaka letters, which is possible because of the ka sh sanyoga, which is possible because of dvayoho api sanyoga samya, which is possible because of halaucha halascha halaha as a breakup. So these are the second one. First is sautratvat, second is halaucha halahacha. The third explanation is given in Tattva Bodhini. Halaha iti jatau bahuvachanam. There is a sutra in Ashtadhyay. This requires a little bit of explanation. There is a sutra in Ashtadhyay. Jatyakhyayam ekasmin bahuvachanam anyatarasyam. All the way in 1.2. Some of you might have memorized this. Jatyakhyayam ekasmin bahuvachanam anyatarasyam. Jatyakhyayam. When a reference is done to a jati, even when an ekavachana is required, optionally a bahuvachanam can be given. Jatyakhyayam asyaha jatehe ekaha. One of this kind. Asmin arthe api bahuvachanasya prayogaha paninina anumanyate. So the example is Brahmanaha Pujyaha can be indicated by saying Brahmanaha Pujyaha. Even when there is ekavachana intended, the bahuvachana prayoga can be seen. In the same way, even when there is an ekavachana intended, and then by extrapolating, even when there is a dvivachana intended, bahuvachana can still be used, is what Tattva Bodhinikara explains in this context. So he says, halaha iti jatau bahuvachanam. इत्युक्ते जातिः अत्र निर्दिश्यते, अतः अत्र बहुवचनम् अस्ति. जात्याख्यायामेकस्मिन् बहुवचनमन्यतरस्याम् iti vachana. The problem with this is that a single hal letter is not to be called sanyoga. It should be at least two or more. Therefore, this argument doesn't get supported further. But ekasyam ityatra dvayoho iti arthaha yadi by extrapolation or something else swikriyate tarhi tatra jatyakhyayam ekasmin bahuvachanam iti prakarena atra bahuvachanam sambhavat.
But anyway, eka hal cannot be an antaraha hal, right? So
Correct. So that is also another supporting argument. I was about to come to that. So ekaha hal asti chet anantara iti shabdasya tatra prayojanam vinashyati. So anantara iti shabda samarthyat tatra dvau hal varnau staha chedeva sanyoga samya iti ashayah siddhyati. Parantu tatra halaucha halaha is a better explanation because it is, it doesn't need any of this additional discussion. Therefore, it is being supported by Nagesha also. It is being talked in the Balamanarama also. So tatra jatyakhyayam ekasmin bahuvachanam iti vachanat iti atra halaha iti jatau bahuvachanam uktam asti.
this
Go
seems
ahead.
to be a little convoluted, right, Mahoday? Normally in usage also we tend to use bahuvachanam for the dvivachanam if we are not very specific.
The point is, in Sanskrit, it is actually not correct to use bahuvachanam when you really intended dvivachanam. When you really intend dvivachanam, you should actually use dvivachanam. So the question, that is the reason why the question came. Halaha iti kimartham uktam asti. And dvauvat bahavaha va ityatra samanyarupena bahuvachanas prayoga avashyam kriyate. That is the reason why Panini also might have done this halaha anantaraha also. But you need somehow some way to justify it. Atra trin spashtikarani dattani vartante. Any particular questions, discussions on the first question? So हलः इति बहुवचनं किमर्थम् अस्ति? तत्र द्विवचनस्य अपि ग्रहणं क्रियते. हलौ च हलः च इति हलः इति एकं स्पष्टीकरणं. जात्याख्यायाम् एकस्मिन् बहुवचनमन्यतरस्याम्, अतः एकवचनस्य निर्देशार्थं द्विवचनस्य च वा निर्देशार्थं बहुवचनस्य प्रयोगः इति द्वितीयं स्पष्टीकरणं. सौत्रत्वात् इति तृतीयं स्पष्टीकरणम्. The second question says यत्र वर्णसमुदायः अस्ति तत्र संयोगसंज्ञा भवति इति अस्माभिः दृष्टं, परन्तु प्रत्येकं वर्णस्य भवति उत सर्वेषां भवति इति इदानीं न स्पष्टं. See, now we know that संयोग संज्ञा can be given even when there are 2 letters and even when there are 5 letters. So संयोग संज्ञा can be given. That was the question that we answered right now. Now we are going to answer a second question. संयोग संज्ञा दीयते इति स्पष्टं, परन्तु कस्य दीयते? प्रत्येकं हल् वर्णस्य पृथक् रूपेण दीयते उत सर्वेषां हल् वर्णानां मिलित्वा दीयते? So now we are going to ask, अम्बा इत्यत्र मकार बकारयोः एकत्र रूपेण संयोग संज्ञा उत मकारस्य बकारस्य वा पृथक् रूपेण संयोग संज्ञा? इन्द्र इत्यत्र नकार दकार रेफस्य एकत्र रूपेण संयोग संज्ञा उत नकार दकार रेफाणां पृथक् रूपेण संयोग संज्ञा इति तत्र द्वितीयः प्रश्नः. And what is the पूर्वपक्ष? The पूर्वपक्ष is वृद्धिरादैच्. इत्यत्र किमस्ति? आकार ऐकार औकारयोः पृथक् रूपेण वृद्धिसंज्ञा भवति.
The answer we know, it's a samudayasya eva.
Right. So the answer is that it is samudayasya eva. This is the obvious answer. Now the question is, how do you use Shastra to justify that? How do you derive this particular piece of information from the Shastra?
Can we say jati for this also, the answer?
So jati अस्ति चेदपि बहुत्र पृथक् पृथक् रूपेण भवितुम् अर्हति किल? Here for example, sup tingantam padam ityatra sup iti jatihi, ting iti jatihi, but subantam and tingantam are separately considered as padas. You don't say them together. I mean, jatihi might not be a sufficiently good explanation, because sup is also jati. It's a pratyahara, so it's a kind of a jati. So then sup tingantam padam doesn't say an entity which has a subanta and tinganta at the end is called a pada, but it says subantam pada samyakam tingantam pada samyakam prathak rupena uchyate.
Mother,
Why
can you
would
give us the definition of jatihi?
Jatihi is basically a group. Like Brahmana is a jati because it contains of individual Sharmas and Varmas and whatever. Devadatta, Yajnadatta, that's a jati. Okay. Varna is also jati.
Okay.
A samudaya. So the question that we are, tackling is atra halonantaraha sanyogaha ityatra संयोग संज्ञा पृथक पृथक रूपेण भवति like वृद्धिरादैच और संयोग संज्ञा एकत्र रूपेण भवति इति प्रश्नः.
So if it is ekasya sanya bhavati, then where is the question of gap?
A hal letter which is immediately followed by another hal letter is called sanyoga. A hal letter which is followed by ach letter is not called sanyoga. A hal letter which is followed by virama is not called sanyoga, but a hal letter which is immediately followed by next hal letter will be called sanyoga. That is where the word anantara now plays a role, which is an absurd explanation. We know that संयोग इत्यत्र द्वयोः एव संयोग संज्ञा भवति. उत्तरं तु अस्माभिः ज्ञायते. तत्र शास्त्ररूपेण तस्य कथं स्पष्टीकरणं दातव्यम् इति प्रश्नः.
And there will be no prayojanam for each hal to be a sanyoga samyaka, right?
See, there are sutras that have sanyoga as word in it. Sanyogantasya lopaha and sanyoge guru and so on. So sanyoga samnyayaha prayojanam asti. What we have to argue is that tadrishanam sutranam prayogam krutva sadhu shabdaha na siddhyanti. So laksham asmakam yad asti. You want to do the sanyoganta lopa. Sanyoganta lopa can only be appropriately done if dvayoho sanyoga samya kriyate. Ekasya eva yadi sanyoga samya bhavati तर्हि संयोगान्तस्य लोपः इत्यनेन विद्वान् न स इत्यत्र नकार सकार उभयोः लोपः तत्र प्रायेण भवेत्. तादृशं न भवतु, तादृशं मा भूत् इति कारणं दत्वा अत्र द्वयोः एव संयोगसंज्ञा भवति इति अस्माभिः निर्णयः क्रियते. We all essentially have to argue that एतादृशं प्रत्येकं वर्णस्य संयोगसंज्ञा यदि क्रियते तर्हि साधुरूपं न सिद्ध्यति somehow or the other. and then therefore we say that lakshyanurodham antimam rupam kim ityasya chintanam kurtva dvayoho eva sanyoga samya tatra bhavati.
But even with Anantara, you can use that, right, Mahoday? Because there has to be a gap. You can't say each letter is a Sanyoga separately.
There is
Right?
no gap. There is
So there is no gap. So you can't individually, it can't be a Sanyoga because it's like a Visheshanam, right? It's a Anantara Halaha only we are saying, right? So it has to be.
Anantaraha. So Anantaraha halaha is the hal letters which are occurring without a gap.
Correct.
Okay. Now, does it mean that, see, the sutra itself actually tells you in one way, like hal letters are called sanyoga. So
Correct.
what is our interpretation? Our interpretation is samudaya is called sanyoga. That is not evident from the sutram. What does sutram say? Halaha anantaraha sanyogaha. The hal letters which occur without a gap are called sanyoga. Who is the sanyoga? Is it the samudaya which is the sanyoga? It is hal letters which are sanyoga. So Indra, ityatra na, the, ra are the hal letters. They are anantaraha halaha. So they will be called sanyoga. Now who is they? It is not group. It is individual letters. That is what the sutra says. Parantu asmabhihi kim ishyate samudayasya samya ishyate. That is the reason why this whole discussion comes up. Direct interpretation of the sutra says halaha sanyogaha. Individual letters will be sanyoga. Anantaraha halaha pratak pratak rupena sanyoga samyakaha bhavanti. And we have to somehow derive that this is not pratak pratak, but this is samudayasya. And that is the right derivation, because otherwise vidvan it will be harder to derive. Sakara lopa kriyate chedapi tatra nakarasya sanyoga samya asti eva. It is not going anywhere, because lopa is simply adarshanam. So sa is still there. So nakara is still called sanyoga, and sakara is called sanyoga separately. So sanyoganta salopa ityanena nakarasya api lopaha.
Or are we allowed to apply the same sutra immediately after its application, Mahodaya? I thought that is also
On two
prohibited.
different entities, yes. Lakshe lakshanam sakrudeva pravartate. On a single entity, a single sutra can be only applied once. But here sanyoganta salopa is applied on sa, then it is applied on na. So it's two different entities. And you see so many examples in Vyakarana Shastra where the same sutra is applied on multiple entities. So question is clear, right? So we need to find out why it is samudayasa sanyoga samya. So it turns out in Paribhashendu Shekhara, there is a paribhasha exactly talking about this. Very beautiful pairs of paribhashas, 116 and 117. Two consecutive paribhashas, 116 and 117. Paribhasha number 116 says, Pratyekam Vakya Parisamaptihi. Kaha arthaha? When a samnya is given, or when a vidhi is given, or when a task is given, and it is given for multiple entities, that samnya or that vidhi or that task applies to pratyekam independently. That applies to each of them independently. Vruddhiraदैच इत्यत्र वृद्धि इति संज्ञा आदैच इति समूहस्य विषये दत्ता अस्ति, परंतु pratyekam vakya parisamaaptihi, that samnya is distributed over the group and it goes to each member separately. Nanu, so he gives the avataranam. Nanu vruddhyadi samnyaha, vruddhi, guna and so on. Vruddhyadi samnyaha samudaye eva syuhu. So he starts with an opposite angle. He says vruddhir adaich ityatra adaich iti samudayasya vruddhi samnya bhavet. And then he says, no, wait, there is a paribhasha. Pratyekam vakya parisamaptihi. What is the jnapaka? What is the example given over there? Devadattadayaha bhojyantam. If there are 5 people, Devadatta, Yajnadatta, Vishnu Sharma and so on, and if you say Devadattadayaha bhojyantam, feed Devadatta and others, you will not create a single plate and keep in front of 5 of them. Devadattadayaha bhojyantam means each of them gets their own plate with their own food and they have to eat separately. So Devadattadayaha bhojyantam ityatra Devadattadayaha iti yadyapi ekasyeva nirdeshaha tarhi tatra samudayah asti भोज्यन्ताम् इति शब्दः प्रत्येकं सः अन्वेति, अतः अत्र वृद्धिसंज्ञायाः विषये अपि तादृशमेव वृद्धिरादैच् इत्यत्र आकार ऐकार ऐकारयोः पृथक् पृथक् वृद्धिसंज्ञा भवति. So this is landing us in more trouble. This is giving, this is now giving a supporting argument in the opposite paksha. Pratyekam vakya parisamaptihi. So we flip the page and we go to the next paribhasha. Kvachit samudayepi. So he keeps everybody happy. He says kvachit, somehow samudaye api samnya bhavati. And he gives exactly the same example. Nanu evam sanyoga samnya. समास संज्ञा, अभ्यस्त संज्ञा. So these are a kind of samnyas which happen for the samudaya. Samasa, Rajapurusha is called a samasa. Abhyasta is a samudaya samnya. Forget about it, it comes in Vitvam. But samasa is Rajan and Purusha is not a separate samasa. Rajapurusha is a samasa. So nanu evam, if you only resort to pratyekam vakya parisamapti, nanu evam संयोग संज्ञा, समास संज्ञा, अभ्यस्त संज्ञा अपि प्रत्येकं स्युः. So then he makes other party also happy. He says kvachit samudaye api vakya parisamaptihi. Sometimes the distribution does not happen on the individual entities, it only happens on the samudaya. The samnya is associated with the samudaya. What is a beautiful insight, Jnapaka? Gargaha shatam dandyantam. There is a colony of gargas. So this gargaha, I've taught this earlier. Gargyaha, gargyau, gargaha. Gargasya apatyam ekaha gargyaha. Gargasya apatyam dve gargyau. Gargasya apatyam bahavaha gargaha. This is a tadraja samnyaka. So bahuvachana pratyaya se luk bhavati gargaha. So gargaha ityukte, because garga is only one. One rishi was called Garga. You can't say Gargaha. So Gargaha ityukte Garga iti manushad yasya kulasya prarambha abhavat tasmin kule vartamanaha janaha. So Gargyaha, Gargyau, Gargaha. So Gargaha shatam dandyantam means the Gargas are to be fined 100 coins. Does it mean every individual Gargya we have to take 100 coins from them? In this context, it doesn't mean that. It means that the Garga community has created some kind of violation of the rule and 100 coins should be taken from them. A simple example is that an institute performs some, out of the law activity, and then you charge some 10,000 rupees on that institute. Not every member of the institute has to pay 10,000 separately. An institute as an entity, wholesome, gives 10,000 rupees. Ataha Gargaha shatam dandyantam इत्यादौ दण्डनम् एकस्य समूहस्य विषये अस्ति. प्रत्येकं गार्ग्यस्य विषये पृथक् रूपेण नास्ति, समूहस्य विषये अस्ति. अनेनैव प्रकारेण संयोगसंज्ञा, समाससंज्ञा, अभ्यस्तसंज्ञा अपि समूहस्य विषये भवति इति क्वचित् समुदायेपि. So basically he gives two conflicting arguments. Once he says pratyekam vakya parisamaptihi, then he says samudayasya, and then he finally makes both the parties happy. Laksha anurodhena cha vyavastha. Whatever final form is you want to achieve, can that final form be achieved by pratyekam vakya parisamaptihi, or whether that final form gets achieved by kvachit samudayepi, whichever paksha will give the final form, you use that lakshanurodhena cha vyavastha. This is a very risky argument because entire Vyakarana can be thrown away by saying lakshanurodhena. But sometimes when you have to justify both the pakshas, you have to say lakshanurodhena cha vyavastha. Laksham antimam shabdam drishtva pratyekam vakya parisamaptihi उत समुदाये वाक्य परिसमाप्तिः इति निर्णयः क्रियते. तत्र संयोग संज्ञा क्वचित् समुदायेपि इत्यनेन समुदायस्य विषये भवति. समास संज्ञा, अभ्यस्त संज्ञा, उभेभ्यस्थम. The both of them in the द्वित्व प्रकरणम is called अभ्यस्त. So उभेभ्यस्थम इत्यनेन अभ्यस्त संज्ञा, प्राक्करणारात् समास इत्यनेन समास संज्ञा, हलोनन्तरात् संयोग इत्यनेन संयोग संज्ञा. एताः सर्वाः संज्ञाः समुदायस्य विषये भवन्ति. यत्र त्रयाणां वर्णानां समूहः वर्तते तत्र सर्वस्य समूहस्य एकत्र रूपेण संज्ञा भवति. उत द्वयोः पृथग् रूपेण संज्ञा भवति. When you have indra, na plus da plus ra, is nadara a single sanyoga because it is a samudaya, or nada, which is also a samudaya, is a separate sanyoga, and dara is a separate sanyoga? Or is it both? So are there three sanyogas total? Nada, dara, and nadara. Are there three sanyogas, or are there two sanyogas, nada and dara, or is there only one sanyoga, nadara? What do you think? Now, this is something that you don't know. I'm pretty sure you don't know this. So, the
Both
first two
ways
were very
also
obvious.
doesn't create any trouble, right? Like
What?
Lakshyanurodha na kriyate. Like even if you take both or three or more letters together, it's not going to disturb us in any ways, is what I'm trying.
Correct. So, the way we have to argue is that केवलं त्रयाणाम् एव संयोगसंज्ञा भवति. त्रयाणाम् इत्युक्ते सर्वेषां. तर्हि दोषः वर्तते वा? केवलं द्वयोः पृथग् रूपेण संयोगसंज्ञा भवति, तर्हि दोषः वर्तते वा? And if there is no dosha in either of them, then we can say sarvesham api sanyoga samnya, pruthak api sanyoga samnya. The way we have to think about is, if we only resort to one paksha, is there a problem? Sarvesham sanyoga samnya bhavati chet doshah asti va? Dvayoho eva ityukte trayanam samudayah asti tatra dvayoho. If the samudaya itself is of two, then obviously samudayasa sanyoga samnya. त्रयाणाम् अपि संयोगः अस्ति चेत् द्वयोः एव संज्ञा भवति चेत् दोषः भवति वा? So let's see what Tattvabodhini says. Yatra बहवः हलः संश्लिष्टाः तत्र द्वयोः बहूनां च अविशेषेण संज्ञा इति स्थितम् आकरे. Akara means Mahabhashyam. Akara basically means a big mine, M-I-N-E, mine of knowledge, which is Akara, which is Mahabhashyam. So Akare kimuchyate, Bhashyakarena kimuktamasti, Bahavaha halaha yatra santi, na dara sanyogaha, tatra dvayoho api sanyoga samya, bahunam api sanyoga samya. Na and the will be called a separate sanyoga. The and ra will be called a separate sanyoga. Na, the, ra, all of them will be called a separate sanyoga. Is what is explained by the Bhashyakara. Now, Bhashya is extremely huge for this particular sutram. I don't want to discuss this, but basically there is quick discussion over here. Dvayoho cha antara kashchid vidyate vanava bahunam api prapnoti. Dvayoho api bahunam api. So, avisheshena sanyoga samnya vidnyasyate. Dvayoho api bahunam api. So, basically he says it doesn't matter as long as you take both the pakshas. If you take only one paksha, there will be a problem. Therefore, avisheshena dvayoho api samnya sanyoga samnya bahunam api sanyoga samnya bhavati.
Mother, say both are fine, then how do you decide when you need to take pairwise and when you need to say the Sampurna Samudaya?
No. So all of them are sanyoga. So in Indra, there will be three sanyogas. Nada will be sanyoga, dara will be sanyoga, nadara will be sanyoga, is what I'm saying.
Astu, but then for example, if you need to take Sanyogasya Adihi, then how do you kind of resolve that issue? Because if Nadara is Sanyoga, then Nakara is Adihi. If you take another, again Nakara is Adi. But if you consider Dara, then you'll get a different result, right?
Right. So in these cases, Bhashyakara has done a detailed discussion and he finally concludes that where Sanyogadi and so on is really required, you do not see examples of three Sanyogas together. You can only see the examples of two Sanyogas together. So two letter Sanyogas. So he gives a detailed explanations. That is the reason he uses a very explicit word called avisheshena. Tatra dvayoho bahunam cha avisheshena samnya. Ityukte kim? द्वयोः संज्ञा क्रियते बहुनाम् अपि संज्ञा क्रियते चेत् तत्र व्याकरणे दोषः न वर्तते इति आशयः. If you only resort to one paksha, there will be a dosha. If you resort to both the pakshas, you will not end up in any dosha. The example that you quoted, Sanyogado and so on, you do not see such particular examples where three or more Sanyoga is there. Precisely that line is present in Laghu Shabdendu Shekhara. Tatra अंगपद धात्वय संयोगस्य एव आश्रयणेन तादृशस्य च त्रयाणां संयोगस्य अभावात्. You do not see the examples where three letters form a sanyoga and some karya on the adi is required. Bahunam api chintyam ityukte, if you create a sanyoga samnya for the entire set together, it does not add any benefit. Doing the sanyoga samnya for two entities separately is the acceptable way out. Doing a sanyoga samnya together for all of them does not add any benefit, is what he says. That is the final conclusion. Bahunam api iti chintyam phalasya abhavat. Phalam nasti. Parantu tatra doshaha utpadyate iti noktam. There is no mistake if you accept the sanyoga samnya for the entire group, as long as you continue to accept it separately for the individual pairs. So understand this. First paksha is to say sarvesham sanyoga samnya. Second paksha is to say dvayoho sanyoga samnya. What I am saying is, only if the first paksha is taken, then there is a problem. So I will explain this in the next class. It will take a little bit of time to understand. So he says yadi tu bahunameva syat. बहुनामेव संयोग संज्ञा भवति, तत्र कश्चन दोषः तेन उक्तः अस्ति, गोमान् करोति इत्यत्र मतुपस्तकारस्य संयोगान्तलोपो न स्यात् इति. We'll talk about it in the next class, probably. We are running out of time. But बहुनामेव संयोग संज्ञा भवति, तत्र दोषः वर्तते. द्वयोः संयोग संज्ञा एव भवति, तत्र दोषः न वर्तते. That's what he clarifies in शेखरा. बहुनाम् अपि इति नावश्यकं, द्वयोः भवति चेदपि सम्यक् पर्याप्तम् इति आशयः.
So, Mahoday, are we also saying then three or more is not, there is no use of that being a sanyoga?
That is exactly what we are saying. Even if you have three or more, two can still be called sanyoga and all the prakriya can be achieved. You don't need a separate sanyoga samnya for 3, 4, 5 and so on. You can do a sanyoga samnya for two each.
So technically then he could have just used halau like in the sutram?
Probably. Technically he could have just used halau anantarau sanyoga. But the problem with halau anantaro sanyogaha is that if you have three hal together, then can you take a small fragment of that and say these are two halau anantaro? Balau agachataha cannot be used when 5 boys are coming. In the same way, halau anantaro might not be usable when you have multiple hulls together. Is what a counter argument is possible over there. You can say balau agachataha, bala agachanti. If you want to count 5, you can still say balau balaha. In the same way, you have a solution to that also, but possible counter arguments exist over there.